I must say I do like the story of the quarterback that everyone hates just still winning, because I love how everyone just gets mad about it, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Halftime show was cute. That's probably the only time. That's probably the longest my eyes were actually on the TV. But that's just the nature of a non-sports fan. How was your
Yeah.
guys' get together?
Well, so here, for me, I didn't actually have a get together. My wife worked. I stayed home. I made some carne asada during the halftime show because fuck all that noise. And then, but see, to add to the awesomeness of the, let's say, wrestling storylines of this Super Bowl, it not only is it Tom Brady, the guy who's arguably the GOAT, the greatest of all time. And that's the thing I have an issue with, where I'm going to get off on a 2-minute rant here, but I'll do that in a second. So Tom Brady is, in his 40s and still kicking ass. He left the Patriots after 20 years of dominating to go to a completely stacked freaking team that had the number 1 passing offense in the league last year, that also had a top 15 defense, had a bunch of Pro Bowlers. They signed guys who were, one of the guys was already basically in the Hall of Fame, a guy you'll know, Gronk, Rob Gronkowski, former 24/7 champion, Rob Gronkowski.
Oh wait, I know the wrestling guy, right?
Yeah, the wrestling guy. He caught 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, but the thing is, the quarterback he was playing against is a 25-year-old kid who is basically the most talented quarterback we've ever seen ever. He can run, he can throw. His dad was a Major League Baseball pitcher, and so Patrick Mahomes has all these different arm angles that he throws from that most people don't do. So he does things that no quarterback's ever done before, and he is the heir apparent to Tom Brady. So this was basically, in wrestling terms, this was WrestleMania 18, Hulk Hogan versus The Rock, the heir apparent, like the all-time great. And so that was pretty cool for football people. And the fact that the old guy won, pissed everyone off. But I mean, frankly, Tampa Bay dominated and deserved the win, and good for them. They're the best team, and they have a decent quarterback, and he didn't screw it up for them. That's how I feel about Tom Brady. So it's one of those things. I think it's silly. And since we're going to do a top 10 list, it's topical, because they talk about how he's the greatest of all time. And I just find it funny that when we're talking about a team sport like football, over the last 20 years, it's really kind of moved away from like, oh, this guy had the most yards and the most touchdowns, and so he's the best ever. And now all they do is count championships. And championships are a fucking team achievement. Tom Brady didn't win these fucking championships on his own. He played on the best franchise ever, got a bunch of fucking great guys to take less money and play under the salary cap. And he was one of the 3 or 5 best quarterbacks in the league his whole career, which is great, but he's never been the best quarterback. He had one great year where he led in stats because he had the best wide receiver in the world, Randy Moss. He had 50 touchdowns. It was great. But basically, Tom Brady's been like the 3rd or 4th best quarterback always, but he keeps winning because he's always been on the best team. He leaves New England, the Patriots, goes to a completely stacked team, and then a bunch of veterans and all-stars, superstars go and join up with him, and they win the Super Bowl, and Tom Brady gets all the fucking credit, and he didn't do shit. The passing offense was worse this year than last year. Fuck Tom Brady. He sucks. Congratulations on number 7. Good for you. Never be done again. Great. So,
I tell you what, if you want to reach a bigger audience, cut that into a nice clip and put that on Twitter.
Yes, there you go. That's your TikTok video right there, asshole. So, but speaking of lists and